You describe yourself as a perfectionist, doing everything yourself in the studio. How does the selection process then go for the guest musicians you use now? To start with Gildas, how did you came to him?
I mean, we don't really. I mean, first of all, most people describe me as a perfectionist.
Yeah, well, I just quote. I think you mentioned it yourself once a while.
No.
So.
I don't really look upon them as guest musician because, first of all, they have, although they have some other things that are involved in musically, essentially, this is what they do. Satyricon is not only their first priority, it's their only priority.
Okay.
And let's say with Gildas, he moved from France to Norway to play with this band, and whatever money we make playing this show tonight, Gildas, Jonas, Steiner and Victor's share is the same share as I get, and it's, you know, it's the same as what Frost gets. So that kind of says a lot about how we don't view them as guest musicians. We see Satyricon as essentially what it is, Frost and myself, and there's this extended version of Satyricon, which is Satyricon Live, consisting of Mr. Gilles Le Pop from France, and then Victor Brandt and Jonna Maria Nicola on respectively bass and keyboard from Sweden, and old-timer lead guitar player Steiner Gundersen that has played with us live now for soon a decade.
Okay.
And the dynamics of having it like this seems to work pretty well. The chemistry of me and Frost in a creative situation, in a studio situation, and then this whole army that is dedicated to the live purpose, so it works well for us.
Yeah, because they're still then fresh in the Satyricon army, but is that already a role you see continuing this road, like using this formula that you work with now?
I mean, we've done this a long time.
Yeah.
It seems to serve the purpose well. Yeah.
Because they don't have any creative input, and as far as like the song writing
They can
goes?
if they want to.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you'd be open for that?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No, it's what I always tell them is that the door is open. What they have to do is they will have to come up with something that can fit into like a bigger picture. We don't just like collect riffs from the heavens and then put them together.
Could you then describe, maybe my last question would, the picture that Satyricon is at now, maybe?
I think there's something extremely authoritative about our music. It has pretty strict discipline and very bombastic energy. But we try and put it in a more simple rock structure. I think it's quite typical for a band that you start thinking that more is the solution to everything, and then as you grow older you realize that you can be more powerful and more efficient using fewer means and methods, and then you start thinking, instead of putting 10 things on top of that part, how can I make that part in all its primal simplicity shine? And that is not only just about like making it like that, but you have to have that mentality and approach when you write. So that's important, like whoever wants to contribute to Satyricon, that they can adapt to that mentality, thinking that less is more and power is delivered through core simplicity as opposed to just adding it all into becoming a big wedding cake.
But could you maybe metaphorical describe Satyricon as an aged red wine that is?
I would say that, you know, Satyricon to me is like a well worked out biceps. That's how I see it.